Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to take this razor sharp blade, grind it down to absolutely nothing, and then bring it back to life using some basic at-home kitchen supplies. So let's go. That's a sharp knife. See, that is a sharp knife. Effortlessly goes through this paper. Now, let's destroy it. Oh yeah. That was a razor sharp knife. Same blade. Can't cut anything. Oh wait, it's trying. There it goes. I think it's safe to say this is not the same blade it was. Let's fix it. So there are all types of devices to sharpen your knife, and let me tell you, a dull knife is useless. It is an extension of your hand. You have to sharpen your knife. Chef sharpens their knife daily. The at-home cook should probably be sharpening their knife at least once a week, if not a couple times a month, at minimum. Take your dull knife, because I know it is, and run it on one of these devices. Whether it's a stone, this is a sharpening stone, it has two different sides. This is another form of sharpening stone. The guides are the angles at which the blade is supposed to hit the stone. This is actually a diamond plate, and they change grits. This is just a little handheld sharpener. I sell this with my knife kit. Again, with the guides, you can just run your knife along, flip it over, hit it with the ceramic, okay? That's your shaper. It's diamond plated, and the ceramic is for honing. And I'm going to show you that here in a second. These are much heavier duty. These are commercial grade grinding belts. One of them is sort of a kitchen style at-home cook. You can't mess it up. It's basically foolproof. This one's a little bit more complicated. It's a belt sander, and you need a little bit more skill and precision to run the blade across the belt. These will take that dull blade and bring it back to life almost instantly. Don't get sharpeners confused with honing steels. These are not sharpeners, and most people have these in their knife drawer thinking that these are sharpening devices. They are not. This is a honing device, and what that means is your blade has the slightest little imperfections. This brings those imperfections back into line, and you want to use it daily, or if not after every use of the knife. Sharpening devices, honing devices. If you don't own a honing device, you can just use a mug. It's just as good. You see the bottom of this has this nice rough ceramic coat to it, right? And it's that rough ceramic edge that's actually going to hone my knife. Let me show you how. This is what's known as a sharpening stone. It comes in two different grits. You've got a coarse grit and a finer grit on the bottom. One little trick that I like to use is the 75-cent rule. Take 3/4, set them down on top, place your knife down, and that's roughly the height that you want to be at. That's about that 17 degrees. It's just a good way of sort of indicating where you should be and maintaining the height of the back of your blade. You would take 4 fingers, lightly press, and that is exactly how you want to slide across. So again, 3/4, place the blade down, 4 fingers, pull across. Start from the heel and work your way to the toe. This is one of the many devices. This one's made by Sharp. Takes the principles of a belt sander, but it gives you these nice little guides. So anyone at home could just fire it right up, and you instantly have a professional grade knife sharpener. Super affordable and available to everyone.
After grinding this blade down to nothing, it would be impossible to sharpen it this way. You have to use something automated, or at minimum, a stone. Grind it back to life.
So I've ground this knife down to a fresh blade, okay, using some automated devices. Could have used a stone, I used a belt sander, but it's feeling pretty sharp. There's some little rough burrs on there, and I want to take those off. That's when the honing steel comes into play. Again, this is not a sharpener. This is for honing. So in this moment, this is a perfect time to scrape some of those little burrs off and just bring that knife back to that razor sharp condition. Now, if you don't own a honing steel, that's okay. A mug will work just as good. So I'm gonna take this mug and I'm gonna lay down a rag. It's gonna give me a little stability. So we put that mug down, and this rough ceramic edge on the bottom of the mug has the exact same friction provided as a honing steel. So listen. What's that sound like? Let's compare it. Right? It's the exact same sound. So all you need is some level of friction to hone your knife. So keeping that in mind, I'll take my knife, lay it down, raise it 75 cents, and slide it across. Again, 75 cents, slide it across. Flip it over, same thing. Continue this process until you can run that blade through a piece of paper effortlessly. One good way to test if your knife is nice and sharp is if you can feel the grooves of your skin on the finger. Hear that? And just like that, we took this knife, ground it down with an industrial grinder to completely dull, and brought it back to razor sharp. Check that out. Unreal. 5 minutes of time, a couple of basic at-home devices, and you too should have a razor sharp knife. Without it, you're just not being a good chef. All right, like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.